I wanted to do a quick video on 3 qualities that we can focus on during this quarantine time, right? So obviously we don't have all the access to all the equipment that we want, and we're not in a perfect situation to complete our training as we're used to. So instead of focusing on the things we don't have, what if we shifted our focus on the things that we can control and the things that we can improve on? So I want to go over 3 things that are often overlooked that now's a perfect time, now more than ever is a perfect time to devote our time and energy to these training qualities. So the first one that we're going to talk about is movement. So what I mean by movement is movement quality. So that is going to be how well you squat, if you struggle with split squats, lunges, using those times to build up your movement quality on the things that give you trouble in the gym. That could be hinging or kettlebell swinging or deadlifts. Utilizing this time to get better at something so that when we are ready to go back to the gym, we're actually in a better place than we were when we had to stop. So it could be rows, it could be pull-ups, it could be push-ups. I mean, God forbid, we all saw the amount of C10 do 10 push-up videos, and we came to the realization that America sucks at push-ups. And you might be one of them. No, I'm kidding. But now is the time to, if you do struggle with push-ups, focus your time and energy on improving those qualities, because again, you're going to set yourself up to come out of this better than you went into it. So movement quality is exercise form that we might struggle with. Typically that's squats, lunges, hinging, push-ups, pull-ups, that type of thing. A lot of that stuff you can just do body weight, right? The next one is mobility. We love to do the sexy stuff in the gym. We love to push heavy weights. We love to push ourselves as hard as we can in the gym. That stuff's awesome. It's fun. The things that often get overlooked is taking care of our body, the mobility aspects, spending time before or after sessions or just extra time improving our hip mobility, our shoulder mobility, our ankle mobility, our posture. If we're walking around with aches and pains all the time, we're really holding ourselves back from our training. If the more time you can spend on improving your mobility, you're actually going to unlock a ton of potential. So, I think another thing, like I said, with the movement quality, if you put time into mobility, you can really come out of this better than when you went into it. So again, often areas that are the tightest on people are going to be their ankles, which is going to lead to poor squat form or knee pain. It's going to be their hips, which is going to lead to a whole ton of um, issues with exercise movement, but that's often going to lead to knee pain or low back pain, shoulder mobility, which is going to obviously negatively impact your posture, and T-spine mobility, your ability to rotate. Again, spending time on this mobility practices is really going to set you up to perform even higher levels of strength and performance when you're able to get back into the gym. And the last thing is conditioning. Again, like I talked about with the mobility, we love to push the weights in the gym. The conditioning aspects, those aren't always the most fun, but this is a great time to focus your energy on conditioning. We don't have access to a ton of weights. You might not have access to any weights, right? But what we do have access to is time and space, the 2 things that conditioning workouts utilize, right? So with the time, you can just jack up the volume of the exercise you're doing. If you're doing bodyweight squats, we can easily do sets of 20, sets of 30 squats, right? That's a ton of volume, and that actually will carry over to your conditioning levels. You can get outside, you can go for a walk, you can go for multiple walks in a day, you can hike, you can bike, you can run, obviously practice social distancing while you're out there. I know the trails by me, I live right on the Schuylkill River Trail. The trails by me are friggin' packed. So use common courtesy and the CDC guidelines, but get outside and maximize what you do have, right? So stop, and we need to stop thinking about what we don't have, what we can't do, what we're going to lose, and start thinking about what we can improve and what we do have. So we can really, really improve our movement quality, our mobility, and our conditioning levels. And I'm telling you, when we all come out of this, you're going to be in much better shape than when we went into this. All right. If you guys have questions, post them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them.